What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a little bit more serious topic. Today we're going to be discussing the core combat update that was released on August the 6th. For those of y'all who don't know, I'll just briefly go over what the update sought out to accomplish. So first, the core combat update was intended to make the game more offensive based, making it so that you had to predict your opponent's next move instead of just reacting to it. So to do this, the devs hid the first 100 milliseconds of the startup of attacks, so a player just couldn't turtle and parry every unsafe attack you threw out. Secondly, to address the big problem that newer players had with the game, which was light spam, the devs increased the stamina cost of light attacks and added a frame disadvantage to lights, basically just to discourage players from just spamming light attacks all the time. The devs also removed the stamina drain from parried attacks to promote more offensive play and less punishment from being parried. And last but not least, the devs lowered the damage numbers across the board to compensate for the faster paced gameplay. So that was everything that this patch wanted to accomplish. And now let's go into what's wrong and what's good with the game, well, with the update. So first things first, y'all, I want to address the positives in this update because a lot of people are really just focusing on the negatives, and there are some good stuff in this update that I really do like. So first, the hiding of the 100 milliseconds really did help the game. I really love this change. It stopped players from turtling and reacting to every single move, so it's no longer just a stare fest and a bash fest with basically people playing the safest characters like Black Prior and Conk and just bashing and throwing the occasional light here and there. In the small 7 hours that I played this update, I have seen way more chain attacks thrown out than in the last 6 months of playing the previous build of For Honor. And it's beautiful. Like, the game is more exciting, refreshing, and it's a lot less frustrating in higher levels of play. But sadly, that is the only thing I like about this update, guys. Now, to address the things that I don't like. Start things off, the damage values are all over the place, man. It's like some of these values just don't make any sense. Like, for example, Kensei getting 34 damage on a guard break, but Lawbringer's top unblockable and the follow-up light doing less damage than his regular top heavy. And like deflects just across the board are just nerfed completely. Like Orochi's heavy doing 29 damage. And then on the other hand, you have Centurion's charge heavy doing 40 damage. And that's just to name a few. There are so many more like weird damage values that just don't make any sense. Honestly, I'm fine with these attacks doing less damage, but as long as all the other attacks do just as low damage across the board for all heroes. In my honest opinion, I felt like they did a really good job in the testing rounds, and I thought that's what we were going to get with this update, just the fix of a few damage values that were like weird here and there. But instead, we just got a whole different formula for the damage nerfs. I have no idea why they went and changed what they did in the testing ground just to bring us this. The testing grounds was really good. The damage values made sense. The gameplay felt great. It's just a few attacks were overtuned or undertuned that just needed fixing. And that's what we thought we were going to get with this core combat update. But next up, guys, is the stamina penalty. Now, of course, I know all of you guys know, especially if you play characters like Shaolin, but let me just get into this. Light attacks drain more stamina than before. Basically, if you throw a light, you lose 12 stamina. And this is for everybody in the cast. But the problem with this was heroes with like multiple guaranteed lights, like a triple light like Shaolin or a double light like Shaman, it drains a lot of stamina. For example, if you feint a heavy with Shaolin and then go into your triple light, it takes off like 58, if I'm not mistaken, 58 stamina damage just to do that. Just for a couple of hits that don't do much damage since the damage was nerfed across the board. And then you want to flow into your key stance, but you really can't even do anything because you're already halfway through your stamina bar. You can't really mix somebody up with that. I just feel like the stamina changes were a little bit too much, especially for certain heroes. Now, if you're playing a hero that throws one light here and there and mainly throws heavies, you're not really going to feel the stamina penalty. But for characters who really rely on their lights to start their offense, and if they have multiple lights in their chain or multiple guaranteed lights in their chain, you're really going to feel this stamina nerf. Moving on, there were also nerfs and buffs to certain heroes that kind of didn't make any sense. Number one is Aramusha. Now, Aramusha got his heavy slowed down tremendously, and a lot of players really didn't understand exactly why these heavies got slowed down. This was a faster character, but he has really slow heavies, which didn't really make sense. It makes the character just overall feel a lot sluggish, and honestly, I don't know what warranted this change. Also, Orochi got nerfed, but it looked like a buff, but in reality, it was a pretty big nerf. So Orochi got his chain lights lowered, which now his chain lights are almost obsolete because you can easily block them and stop his chain. And on top of that, they gave him an unblockable heavy to compensate for that slower light chain, but the unblockable heavy isn't useful because you can just back dodge it. Now, we've had this problem in For Honor where characters can back dodge unblockable attacks and completely avoid mix-ups, and I just don't understand why you would release a new update for Orochi, give him a top unblockable, but it's still able to be back dodged. I just really didn't understand that part because we've had this problem in For Honor before. It seems like a easy problem to avoid at this point. Just give the character some forward momentum when he throws his heavy, so that if he feints it into a guard break, it'll catch back dodges. But sadly, Orochi can be back dodged, making his top unblockable useless. So now he doesn't have chain lights, and his top unblockable that compensated for it is now useless as well. But guys, that's not it. To open up a new can of worms, the new hero Warmonger has some ridiculous feats, guys. Some absolutely crazy busted feats. Tier 1 starts an ability called Corruption that makes it so that you can't gank anyone in this circle that you infected on your opponent. And it's just been an unpleasant experience going up against a stack of Warmongers and 4s that all have these broken feats. And it makes it so that you don't even want to play 4s anymore. Me personally, I haven't touched 4s since this update came out because I know just how bad like the experience is going to be. I don't know if they want to nerf these feats, which I think they should, if they want to introduce a single pick in 4s now. I don't know what they want to do with this, but I strongly feel that these feats should be nerfed. Now, I know the character changes and the character buffs and nerfs may take some time to address, but I feel that something that you can address immediately is the damage values and the stamina drain. I feel like these things can easily be compensated for or just reverted back to the testing ground changes we once had. Because back when we got to test out these changes for the first time, I believe it was week 2 of the testing ground. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the testing grounds where we had the quote unquote core combat update, and basically it was perfect. I love the changes in there. The damage values were good, minus a few attacks here and there that needed fixing, but overall the experience was really good, and a lot of people enjoyed it, and that's why we were so hyped to get this core combat update, because it was just an enjoyable experience. Everyone loved what the testing ground had to offer, but when we got this update, it was literally the opposite. We didn't get those same damage numbers we had in the testing grounds. We didn't have the things that the testing ground offered, and it just felt like there was just a bunch of unneeded stuff added in this core combat update that the testing grounds didn't have, and that's what made the testing grounds so likable. So hopefully we can get a revert back to the old testing grounds. Hopefully they can change some stuff, revert it back, and that's all we can really hope for, guys. Leave your opinion down below. How do you feel about this update? I know a lot of you guys are mad, but try to have some constructive criticism, guys. Try to leave some good comments down below. Let's not try to bash the devs or anything, even though I know you are angry. I know you are pissed at the situation, but just sending out hate speech isn't going to help anything. Let's try to be constructive here. Let's try to give some good feedback, and let's try to make this game a lot better. But this is my honest opinion of the core combat update. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Stay tuned for some gameplay coming up next. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.